Hello, this is Veterans News, a production of the United Veterans Organization of Nassau County. My name is Ed Ullman. I'd like to thank Erica Bradley of North Shore TV for the use of her studio facilities here in Lake Success, and Mike Peters for his technical support for providing the training for our crew. The show is broadcast on public access television. I'd like to say hello to our viewers in both Nassau and Suffolk County. I'd like to thank Sabrina Lacey, the former commander and current chaplain of the Suffolk County VFW. Welcome, Sabrina.
Hi, Ed. Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to thank our crew, Camera 1, General Robert Guaneri, Camera 2, Mike Felix, Camera 3, Mike Ferraro. Our Associate Director is Jean Shura. Our Assistant Graphics Director is Lorena Debrino. Our Graphics Director is Beverly Allman. And our producer is me. Our director is Robert Lane, who never gets enough credit for the work that he does here. By the way, if any of the members of the crew would like to be up here, just get a guest. Okay, by the way, if you'd like to ask me a question or make any comment on the show, please go to mardiv1@optimum.net. Our guest today didn't show up, so I've got a special thing for you, which we'll get to soon. We will talk to our guest in a few minutes, but first let us remember the veterans who have died recently. James Yellow, a 99-year-old World War II Navy veteran. He joined the Navy at 17 and fought in 11 battles, including Okinawa and Iwo Jima. He was from Ronkonkoma. James Stubauer of Huntington, he was a first lieutenant in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Dominic Pele of East Islip was in the Navy in World War II. He also served in the South Pacific. He joined the Navy as a teenager and went on to become a lawyer. James Gavin of Merrick was a proud Army veteran. He served as manager of the Walker Funeral Homes. Ed Crowley of Floral Park was an Army veteran who served as Grand Knight for his chapter. I have a few more veterans here to talk about. They were last people to come in. Okay, Loretta Weiss. She passed away before Memorial Day. She was the mother of a she was a member of the Jewish War Veterans of the U.S. She would have been 104 years old, 104 years old this June. She served honorably during World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War with the U.S. Army. She achieved the rank of Master Sergeant. That's Loretta Weiss. Technical Sergeant Herbert Rosenberg of Rockville Center was a World War II Army Air Corps engineer and gunner who was forced down over Denmark, and he was a POW in Stalag 17 before his liberation. All right, this is a little tough. Joseph Ewer, he was an Army veteran. He died after 18 years in the Stony Brook Nursing Home. He was a casualty in 2005 of the Iraq War. He had TBI, traumatic brain injury, because of some combat there. He was hard of hearing, and he didn't have any control of his motion of his limbs. He was in the nursing home for 18 years, and he just passed away. Okay, that's the end of Veterans News. Now we're going to have a guest, a very surprise guest. I think it was more a surprise when I told him he was going to be a guest. But I'd like to see our director, Robert Lane. Robert, if you can come up here. Let's see, if everything goes blank, if all the cameras go off, I don't see a camera lit now, maybe that's your fault.
You have your mic? Yes.
Yeah, my mic's on, I hope.
Okay. Yes. Does anyone hear Robert? Anybody out there?
Hello, hello,
Oh,
hello.
yeah. Okay. All right, there is a camera working on us?
Yes.
Okay. Robert, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Ed.
Okay. You're a provost marshal.
Yes,
What
sir.
does that mean?
More or less like the police officer of my post. I'm with the Ambets Post 21 in Oyster Bay.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
What do I do? It's all volunteer work right now. I work with a couple of senior citizens. I attend the Veterans Plaza over at Eisenhower Park. I'm also in charge of the chairman of the Walls of Honor at Eisenhower Park.
Wait a minute. You said you were involved with Eisenhower Park? What do
Yeah.
you do for Eisenhower Park?
Well, like I said, I'm the chairman for the Walls of Honor. I also take care of the monuments over there, make sure they stay clean. I'm also one of the two veterans in charge of the museum over there. And I tend the flags constantly, making sure the flags are all in good shape.
Very good.
How many monuments do we have in Eisenhower Park? Do you know?
Oh, tough question. I'm not too sure how many monuments we have, but we
Two?
just added, we have more than two.
Okay.
We just added the new Iraq-Afghanistan monuments over there, plus a new DAV monument, Disabled American Veterans.
When did y'all do that?
We did that 2 days ago during Memorial Day services.
Okay, thank you. And where did you serve at?
I served in the U.S. Army for a short time. I was only over here in the Fort Dix. I served during the Vietnam conflict.
And what branch was it?
Army.
Army. Oh, good. I'm not going to hold that against you because I'm
No.
Army too.
Okay, that's good.
Good. So let's talk about the monument because you introduced me to the monument and quite a few people in there. How many are the soldiers that are on the monument, the names that are up there, are they alive or have they passed away or what is the...
On the
I hope they didn't pass away.
on the
Right.
Walls of Honor, we have right now, including this year's names going up, 11,551 names. Some of the names, some of the people are still with us. We have Union Civil War veterans on those walls.
Wow.
We also have Spanish American veterans on the walls. It's a great thing to have your name put on there, or a loved one's name put on those walls. It's instead of going all the way out to Calverton, you have something right here in your own backyard to where you can come down and visit and reminisce about their past lives.
Sure.
And the walls are in Nassau County.
The walls were in
Nassau
Nassau
County,
County, but anybody, no matter where they live, in Antarctica or even on the moon, if they have served honorably, they can have their names put on the walls.
Okay.
And even if they're still active duty, they still can have their names put on the walls.
That all those monuments, I go there, I visit them at least maybe once a month. It's very serenity there. It's even like sometimes when you go to the cemetery, but just to see the names and just to see all the historical things, it's a nice place to take your kids if you want to see real history. The question I have for you, how did the veterans manage to expand so much? Like now we just got the Iraq and Afghanistan monument put there. How do that occur?
It takes a lot of planning to start off with. It's the initial planning. What do we want to do? How do we want to do it? Then they have to go to the UVO, United Veterans Organization of Nassau County, bring this proposal to them. From there, it goes to Nassau County. There's a number of steps that has to be taken to make sure it's done properly. Anybody who wants to put a monument there, they must belong to a member of the United Veterans Organization, whether it be the AMVETS, American Legion, VFW, VBA, VWA. It all has to go through one of these organizations. It's best if they actually belong to the organization.
And what is UVO?
UVO, United
Before we get
Veterans.
to that, I'd like to know how somebody puts their name on the wall. Is there an application or something?
Yes, there's an application. You can. You should have asked me beforehand, but you can call me at 631-782-0341 or speak to Allison at 516-236-3245. Allison handles all the paperwork and gets everything going. She's fantastic.
And you said we only have about 2,000 spots left, right?
After these names this year going on, it'll be about 2,000 spaces left.
Let me read that phone number again
Okay.
for you.
There you go.
Okay, the Walls of
me get
Honor
one of
in
those.
Nassau County. Call.
The Al's in the back.
Okay. Call 516-236-3245. That's 516-236-3245. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. And as we talk, just going to set this little thing up on my lap here. This is just an idea of what some of the names look like on the walls. This is just a very small sample. There are 56 names on these pages right here.
And you have how many people on the walls altogether?
There's a total of 11,551 names on the walls. That's including the names going on this September.
Very
Yes.
good.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And how about there's like a little museum that's up there on top, right?
Yes, there's a museum. If you've been to Eisenhower Park, you've seen the museum, the tower at Veterans Plaza. Most people have never been in there. The doors have always closed. But when I'm down there, or my coworker Andy Booth is down there, we'll have the doors open. People are more than welcome to come in and look around, see some of the memorabilia that's in there. It is really a beautiful sight. You have the markings on the floor: World War I, World War II, Korea, Civil War, Spanish-American War. Fantastic lights up on the ceiling, flags up on the ceiling. Some of them are missing due to old age. And all the memorabilia from Korea, Vietnam, World War I, World War II, in showcases and up on the walls and tables at the plaza.
And Bob
Okay.
and Ed, I want to thank you, Bob, because your tenacity and your volunteerism should radiate throughout the whole world right now,
Right.
because you volunteer and you do things and you fix things and you never ask for anything and you never ask for any accolades or anything like that. I commend you, and I'm happy to be a friend
Sure.
of yours.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you
greatly
for what you
appreciate
do.
that.
Very happy that you're the director here.
Yes.
I just got paid. Thank you.
Just got a raise.
Every once in a while, it's nice to have somebody go, "Nice job, Bob."
Yes,
Okay.
But I'm not looking for that. That's not it.
thank you, Bob.
All right. I think your time is up.
Oh, man.
Let's bring the next guy up here.
Okay, the next
And
victim.
that's good.
Mike Felix. Mike Felix is a cameraman, so if the camera doesn't work right, now we know. Mike Felix. Come on up here, Mike.
Come on, Mike.
Okay. Do you have a microphone, Mike?
Supposedly, somewhere around here.
Yes.
Does everybody hear Mike? There's no obvious problem here. Okay. Mike,
Do that.
what'd
My
you
wife
do in
gets
the...
shoved.
Okay, let me just
Huh?
fix this a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay. What'd you do in the service?
I was a combat photographer and a scientific photographer. It started out at Vandenberg Air Force Base, where we photographed all the missiles that were being put together and taken apart and then put together again and flown for all the different projects before Cape Canaveral got so famous.
Was this in Vietnam?
No, that was first at Vandenberg Air Force Base, California. And then other things happened while we were there. And after that, I was stationed in Vietnam. And between Vietnam and Vandenberg, I was in Panama, I was in Alaska, all places where they needed photographs and certain other things done.
Did you
you
keep
do-
any of those photos?
Are you kidding me? I wish.
Come on now, you could tell me. Nobody else is looking. Tell us the truth.
No, none of them.
And what
Oh,
branch was that?
Air Force.
Air Force.
They took away all our films all the time.
Did you develop your own film?
We developed it, we printed it, everything from black and white to color.
When I first got out of the Marine Corps, I bought a plate making company, and we had to take pictures of things and develop them right in the three layers: the
You
fixer,
had-
the
No, you had the developer,
developer,
fixer,
fixer.
and then we washed it.
You washed it.
Finisher.
Wow.
And you had the sulfuric acid to stop it.
Right.
That was the acid bath. And then you had In the
Wow.
color, it was even harder because there were more tubs put together.
What was one of the most unique things that you can remember and you can recall that you have photographed that you could share with us?
Quezon,
Quezon.
and then I was also in what they call the tunnels in Vietnam, going down into the tunnels. And then, of course, going to Alaska and going at 60 miles an hour in a convoy, and all of a sudden everybody stops dead because the road was like this, like that. We had an earthquake, and we all had to go up there to help. So we have photographs of that. So it was very unique and challenging.
Yeah.
And around what year was that approximately?
From 1965 to 1969.
And here we are here 2023 and you're in media again. Isn't that significant?
No, because I was in media all my life.
Really?
I was a medical photographer for Downstate Medical School.
Oh, okay.
A medical photographer?
Yep.
What were you taking pictures of?
Kidneys.
Kidneys.
Open heart surgeries,
Wow.
kidney transplant.
You got right into the operating room?
Yep.
Or were you up above the operating room?
No, I was in the operating room,
Wow.
right above the doctor. I had a cage built that looked like this chair, except I was laying down on it. The doctor was standing underneath me, and I was directly over the opening with
Wow.
a camera. It was very fascinating because what happened was, in November, I went for open heart surgery, and
Who?
me,
You went for open heart surgery.
yeah,
What year in November?
last year.
Oh, this is how we have to find out about this?
No, I think we know about it.
Right.
I think, yeah.
So what happened was,
Right. You didn't show up for a couple of weeks. That was
okay.
it.
That was
so the doctor starts asking, we start talking, and I said, "Can you tell me how big the heart-lung machine is?" So he says, "What do you mean? Isn't that 6 foot long, 3 foot high, and 1.5 foot wide?" He says, "No, it's only this big." I said, "When was this changed?" So we start talking. So the guy says, "How do you know about that?" Not so important. So finally we kept on talking. He studied under the guy that I was working with.
Really?
Right, so he did a very good job on me. And then, I don't know if you guys know this, but when was the first MRI brought to the United States, and where was it from?
Oh, I just heard that. I don't remember.
Okay, I'll
It
tell
was
you.
a Jeopardy question. I
Right.
just forgot.
Well, the Jeopardy is very simple. It's in July 14th, 1977, 9 o'clock in the morning at Downstate Medical Center. That was also the day they had the big blackout in New York.
Right.
And the reason I know about that is the man who invented it is Dr. Damadian, may he rest in
Right,
peace.
right.
He passed away about 1.5 years ago. He was the founder of it, and I'm one of the slaves who built it.
Right.
So,
First guy that had the heart transplant only lived a few weeks,
right.
and the second one lived 6 months, I think.
Yeah, but that was out in Texas.
Okay.
In downstate, we did the actual MRI machine, the one that you go to now and it pulls out, if you have any metal on you, it pulls it right off you. The whole thing was this big. And it was amazing. But downstate was, I can tell you a lot of nice stories about
Okay.
it. It was magnificent.
Do you have anything else you want to tell us?
Nope.
No?
I'm a happy young camper.
Okay, thank you very much.
And once
Mike.
again, thank you for
Yes.
your service.
Thank you guys
If
for your
anybody
service.
wants to see Mike, just come in and watch our show some more.
Yes.
And also,
Okay.
just to let you guys know, if you ever need any help in any form or shape and you're a veteran and you have a DD-214, don't hesitate to go to Building Q in East Meadow and talk to the people there. They know how to get you all the help in the world that you need.
Okay,
So please,
thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
thank you.
And thank you again for
Okay.
your service.
Our next guest, General Robert Guaneri. He's a cameraman too, and a
cameraman?
general.
And a general.
Okay.
How you doing?
Okay. Robert, how are you?
Good, Ed.
Good. What did you do for a living when you weren't playing soldier?
I was playing soldier all my life. I enlisted in the U.S. Army at the age of 17. Went to 3 years in Germany as an enlisted character. And 2 weeks after I was discharged, I was in the New York Army National Guard as a missile crewman at Lido Beach.
Oh, wow.
Then later on, I got promoted. I was a radar operator, okay, for the Nike sites. And a year after that, we closed down the Nike site at Lido Beach and went to Farmingdale.
Was that an active duty or
And we were
reserve?
full-time National Guardsmen,
Okay.
like an AGR or whatever you want to consider it. And we went to Farmingdale, New York. We had a launching area in Farmingdale, and the IFC, the radar area, in Amityville. Okay, off of Route 110.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Nykirk. Okay, after that, I went to the 42nd S&T Battalion. It was a transport battalion.
Okay.
Full time there. Then from there, I went to Shop A, New York. Shop A repaired all the communication equipment for the New York Army National Guard. Okay. From there, I went to the 102nd Engineer Battalion and was commissioned as a second lieutenant. Okay. I later
You
on
didn't go to school in between? Or you just got a commission?
got a direct commission.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Then at the 102nd Engineer Battalion, it's a very famous battalion. It was commanded by General Cornelius Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Okay. Also commanded by General Humphreys. General Humphreys
Humphreys.
was the first Army aviator. Okay. He flew with the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk.
Wow.
Okay. I was in charge of area cleanup or emergency management during Hurricane Gloria out for Nassau and Suffolk County. Okay.
Wow.
Which was really interesting. Okay. It went on for, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then from there, after I left the Engineer Battalion, I went to the 42nd Discom, who handled all the supply and service for the 42nd Infantry Division. Okay.
For the 42nd Infantry Division. Okay.
Right. From there, I left and was the facility manager of Camp Smith. Okay. 2,000-acre facility with hotel, barracks, and water treatment, power plant, the whole works, which
Wow.
was a very interesting job.
And then when you retired through where?
When I retired here and joined every organization. I put 40 years into the military and 53 years to the American Legion.
Okay. And what was your
53 years in the American Legion?
That's correct.
which American Legion you belong to now?
Right now, I'm in the Malvern Post.
Okay.
3 years ago, I was the county commander. Before that, I was post commander. I moved slowly, but moved. It took me 50 years to become county commander.
And how long were you in you said the National Guard?
I had 40 years.
40 years
Yeah.
in the National Guard?
Not just national, active and national.
Right. Yes.
40 years.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes, and you retired as a general?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, what it did make me do is get my college degree.
You got your college degree.
Oh, yeah.
From where?
What's that?
Which college?
New York State. Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't get promoted before over past major
Okay.
without having a degree.
Okay.
All right.
So you retired as a general, right? And we
Right.
commend you for that. And I'm happy to
Thank
be
you.
sitting here with you and all the history that comes behind
Oh,
you.
yeah, it's been a long, long
Unbelievable.
time. Also, I'm a descendant of my great-grandfather fought in the Civil War.
Very good.
Nice.
Okay?
I'll talk to you about that some other time.
Okay.
Okay.
Long story.
All right.
Okay.
Yes. One,
Thank you.
unbelievable. Thank you, General.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Mike
That's-
Ferraro.
That's a really,
Mike Ferraro's our last cameraman. Come on, Mike.
yes.
If the cameras go crazy, that's why, because Mike's not there. Mike, I have on your bio here, AFRTS.
Yep.
What were you doing in ARFITS?
American
what
Forces
is-
Radio and Television.
Did we guess that right?
Yes, we got
Yes.
that right.
Okay.
Yes.
We put on a lot
Air
of shows.
Forces or Armed Forces?
Naval. Navy.
Maybe.
Naval Forces.
U.S. Navy, yeah. Well, we on the base there was Air Force, there was Army, there were some Marines there too. It was mainly like a naval base there, an air base.
Okay.
And where was it located?
Iceland.
Iceland. Okay.
You were in Iceland.
Yeah.
What years?
1971 to 73.
So you didn't make Vietnam.
No.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
well, I was
You didn't miss anything.
They found out I was an only child. They didn't know that, so
Really?
I had orders to go there, and they changed them at the last moment. Like 3 days away from leaving, my chief called me, wants to talk to me, and he goes, "Here's your orders." And I said, "Chief, there's a mistake." He said it 2 or 3 times, and he wasn't mad at me, but he said,
Yeah.
like, read them. So I'm reading them, and I see my name on there: present duty station, where I am; new duty station, where I am. And it hit me. It's like, "You mean I'm staying here?" He goes, "Yeah, we're keeping you here."
Wow.
So anyway, got into the TV thing. It was really, really good. We put on a lot of shows, live shows, for the forces on base, and the Icelanders were able to pick up the TV shows also. They watched it more, I think, than the people on the base did.
Wow.
We used to get calls all the time. Where's the Saturday morning cartoons? Where is the news shows and all that stuff? And it was really a great experience. And then, lo and behold, when I come home from the service, I was lucky enough to get on. I worked for CBS Television, but not in the CBS the camera area. I worked in the data communications with computers. So
Wow.
it was a really good experience. And now I'm back into this again. And I just noticed before too, I'm on camera too, CBS.
And you know, it's significant, Ed, like I was talking to you earlier, right? You see what you have done?
Oh, yeah.
And we have grown
Absolutely.
from the years that we've been here, and now you in TV, the general was in
Yeah.
TV. So was I, but I'm not sharing mine today. But we all have something to give. And
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about when you finished with the Navy. What did you do?
I had
He's
come
a
out.
good
I went
man.
back to work where I was. I used to work for Merrill Lynch.
Right.
And then from there,
So
I
you know
had-
money, huh? Merrill Lynch?
I wish I did. I wasn't in that section.
Merrill Lynch down on Wall Street.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The one that was right behind, or right across from the World Trade Center.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, so I did that, and then I lost my train of thought. What was your question again?
You said what? I said, what did you do after that? So you did that Merrill Lynch.
Oh yeah,
and
then I always wanted to get on with the TV networks, and I kept on sending resumes out like crazy. And then lo and behold, when I least expected it, then nobody came up with CBS. I applied for it, and I got it.
Okay. Ed, I have a question for you. Everyone that we have had up here so far, right? How much are you paying us?
Whatever it is,
They didn't get the bill yet.
you're all getting a percentage increase.
I just want to let the people out there know that the generals up here and our whole staff, right? We all are over 60 years old.
Right.
And we all volunteer, and we're still giving back to the community by being a part of the American
Right.
Legions or the VFW. And we're not using excuses that we're too tired or we're hurt, because you just had your say, right?
Yeah.
Right? So,
We're all over 60 years old. One of us is over 60.
cool.
The rest of us are over 70.
Really?
Yes. So we
Okay.
have a senior citizen project here.
Okay. Okay. Ed. Okay. So I'm the only one that's under 60.
Now you're under 60.
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
take that one.
All right.
Time.
Yeah, we have 18 minutes left of the show.
Yes.
Anything
No.
you want to say?
That's really
You're a
about it. I do websites for my post and for the district,
Okay.
and for a woman in South Jersey for her husband, in memory of her husband who died as a result of Agent Orange in the Air Force in Vietnam.
Okay.
And I do a website for her. She's doing very well in raising money for homeless veterans.